When I found you, I saw raw, untamed power. And beyond that, something truly special. Well, hello there, fancy seeing you here. Welcome to the NXT Takeaway. My name is Adam Nicholas, and I will be your humble host, taking you through all of the latest and greatest of this week's episode of NXT. So I must apologise, we've had slight Star Wars fever here in the office, particularly yours truly. Very much looking forward to seeing the new one and cannot stop watching the trailer. However, that is Star Wars, this is NXT. So let's get right to it, starting with the Perfect 10. So at number 1, we have the guy in the crowd who once again was waving at Liv Morgan. Yes, he's still there. Is it the same recording? I don't know. He's there again with a little one of these as he did the last time. Oh, God. If I keep doing this, he's going to have his own fucking segment, isn't he? The wave guy. Undisputed Era getting involved once again where they sent Tianara Conti down to the ring. Their new member, perhaps? I don't know. She's possibly going to be joining them. Who knows? They sent Conti down to the ring to distract Nikki Cross, who ended up losing the match as a result. Peyton Royce was the winner, and she will be the first entrant to join Kairi Sane, who is already in the Fatal 4-Way at TakeOver Houston. At number 3, it's actually happened this time. I thought it was going to happen last week. Didn't happen last week, but this time we have the debut of Lio Rush. Very intrigued to see how this guy was. Obviously, last week he got interrupted. This week he had a match against the Velveteen Dream. Didn't quite go the way that Lio Rush might have hoped, unfortunately. Velveteen Dream got the win. I think we all kind of saw that one coming. But Rush was impressive, I have to say. Fast, lightning quick, like bloody Speedy Gonzalez, zipping around, but very, very good. And obviously continuing the story with Velveteen Dream, who then went on to win the match after he did his Purple Rain elbow drop once again and won the match, no problem. Bish bosh, not the start we were hoping for Lio Rush, but hopefully he'll get more of a chance to show what he can do. At number 4, it's Jessica Carr. Now, who is Jessica Carr, I hear you ask? Let me tell you, Jessica Carr is the female referee who has been refereeing the women's matches in NXT. On this episode, she was given the chance to referee one of the men's matches, which to my knowledge is the first time that I've seen that happen. I might be wrong, but she refereed the match between Black and Lio Rush, and she was excellent. And I think we need to see more of that because it's nice to see the men refereeing the women refereeing the men, and it means NXT continue to set the bar on allowing women to get equal opportunities within wrestling, which I think is great. In at number 5, Velveteen Dream decided to send out a calling card once again to Aleister Black. He did his patented sort of sit-down, cross-legged, like I'm Aleister Black, I'm thinking about coffins and rad tattoos. He continues to say he wants Aleister Black to say his name or to at least acknowledge his existence. It's all very intense, it's all very sexual, it's all very fucking good. In at number 6, maybe we've got the wrong address for Lars Sullivan, or maybe he just doesn't give a shit about the cease and desist that Simon Miller sent him, because once again he was at it. Why? Here's why. I don't know, you'd have to ask Lars, but I won't argue with him. If he wants to keep fucking doing it, fair play to him, because nobody is going to stop him. Or certainly nobody from this office anyway. Sidebar, I would very much like to see Simon Miller, Lars Sullivan, WrestleMania. Vince, if you're watching, book that shit. In at number 7, we had a fan in the crowd who's either too poor to afford a plastic bloody cup, or he's thinking he's some kind of hipster, I don't know. There was a fan in the crowd when the Street Profits came out, on his phone, holding a picture of a red cup. Didn't want to buy the merch, I guess, the Street Profits cup, or maybe just whatever. Didn't do that, and he plays by his own fucking rules, so fair play to him. In at number 8, we had the announcement for next week. There's going to be a triple threat match, the next of the women's qualifying matches towards the TakeOver Houston Fatal 4-Way. We now know that Kairi Sane is going to be in that match. We now know that Peyton Royce is going to be in that match. And in the next triple threat, it's going to be between Ember Moon, Ruby Riott and Sonya Deville. Zelina Vega causing the distraction once again. Naughty Zelina doing the t-shirt trick, DIY, still very much in Johnny Gargano's head. Poor little Johnny wrestling. We just want him to win. Give him the win. But it's cool. They're building the building. And that ties in nicely with the perfect 10, and that is Johnny Gargano feeling down in the dumps once again. I thought he had somehow got over that hurdle, but sadly not. It seems that Tommaso Ciampa is very much still on his brain. Distracting him long enough was Zelina Vega's t-shirt trick. Obviously the payoff remains to be seen. We're kind of thinking there's going to be that match between Ciampa and Gargano. That's going to come in the future. I'm thinking maybe around Mania time. However, until then, the question is, how will Johnny Gargano's story advance from this point? We'll have to wait and see. But that said, that is the end of the perfect 10, and now it's time to move effortlessly, seamlessly on into what we like to call the Twitter takeover. We've had some great questions this week, making my life very easy. Thank you guys, appreciate you doing that. And here is your first of three. It comes from @HokaChed, who wants to know which NXT faction or stable would be good for the Shield. Now that's very interesting because the Shield obviously have just reunited. I'm missing a fist somewhere, but yep. Ugh. And what a fucking coincidence. We just so happen to have two teams of three who would be perfectly matched. However, I'm going to not try and bend the rules, and I will pick one of those teams who I'd like to see. The team I would like to see them take on would be Sanity. I know obviously Undisputed Era would be great, but Sanity for me would be an excellent match for the Shield. Very similar to the style between the Shield and the Wyatt family. Two very similar teams. Obviously the Shield are a completely different unit now in terms of they've got three guys who are mega stars who are now come back together. It would be the Shield, whereas when they first started, it was very much they were finding their feet, even though they were amazing. As for Sanity, well, what else do you need to say? They're the tag team champions in NXT. They beat the Authors of Pain, the undefeated Authors of Pain. Guys, where are you, by the way? How do you hide two guys that big? I don't know. Paul Ellering, you've got a lot to answer for. However, what I'm trying to say is the Shield, Sanity, that's my money. That is a great match, and everybody would enjoy that one. Next question comes from NB Stewart 20, who wants to know, could Lio Rush keep up this style that he's been using as he did in his debut, or will he have to change to adapt to the WWE style? Good question. Now, for starters, I want to say Lio Rush was amazing. I say amazing, he didn't get loads of time to show what he can do, but in the spells he did, my God, that lad is quick. He's small and nimble and quick, and that sounds just like somebody I know. I don't know where he is, but it sounds just like him. Anyway, Lio Rush was great. Yeah, I don't know about his style. Very, very kind of independent style. I appreciate what you're saying there, Stuart. I would imagine WWE are probably going to reel him in a little bit, and everybody has to learn to do the NXT way, especially, I think that's one of the things Triple H has talked about the most, is how different the guys don't realise it is until they actually start trying to do NXT and think, holy shit, this is a whole different way of doing things. I would like to think in an ideal world that he gets to keep his style, but I'm sure they might tweak him ever so slightly. Hopefully he gets to keep the pace and the great moves that he was using, maybe just less of it. That might seem to be what they do, turn things down. If it's up at 11, drop it down to 10. You know, that's what they seem to do. The final question for today, I had to try and squeeze some sort of Undisputed Era question in there because it didn't really feature in the episode, and I've managed to do that. Thank you to @NickTheHill, who says, do I enjoy the way that Sanity are being booked at the moment? I think Undisputed Era have been booked quite well to begin with. I think they're obviously involved every week, which is a good sign. The one thing I didn't enjoy was the beginning of their run, where it was very much weird and they were like, it was the constantly running away from people I didn't like. I get what they were trying to have, that sort of hit and run and we're in everywhere and anywhere we want to be, but it just felt like little schoolboys running away. That's how I felt about it personally. Since then though, they have started to get involved with other things. There seem to be an omnipresent force at the moment. What I really want to see, I want to see more sort of nastiness and aggression and end product from them. There's a lot of whispering and being in people's ears and all this kind of thing. I want to see them get their hands dirty, and I'm sure that'll come with time. But yeah, for now, not too bad. I'm sure it could be better, but it could be a hell of a lot worse. And finally, my parting gift to you is... Where's the in English when you bloody need him? The takeaway. So for the takeaway this week, I've decided to go with what I am calling the redemption of Andrade Cien Almas. Now, I think it's fair to say, since Zelina Vega became his manager, everything has changed for Almas, and it is working to an absolute T. When he first came in, it wasn't quite clicking. Maybe it was the taking the mask off, maybe it was the fact that they tried to book him as this super babyface. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't working. Since then, there's been a lot of guys who've come into NXT, past Cien on the way, and he's kind of been the guy that pushed them on the way, you know, the job out of the stars. Really don't think he deserves that, because in-ring he's very talented. I think having that manager there now is helping him bring out the character, because he doesn't have to do so much of the work, something he's probably not used to having to do with the mask on. And yeah, Zelina Vega has really done everything that I was hoping she was going to do for Andrade. I really like the combination between Vega and Cien, and I think together they're going to help Andrade get to where he needs to be. His in-ring work has been great. Nice to see that it's finally being recognised, and hopefully now that it seems like he's got round that corner, we're going to see him back in some more high-profile matches. Anyway, that's it. I'm afraid, sadly, I know your heart is heavy, but sometimes these good things have to come to an end. However, we'll be back next week, so don't panic. Until then, though, I'm Adam Nicholas. This is the NXT Takeaway. Tell all your friends. Get out there and watch it. If you don't watch NXT and you've stumbled across this video by accident, what the hell are you doing? Watch more of it and then come and watch me talking about it. It'll be great. We'll have a blast. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you next time.
I am defiant.
I am defiant. I am defiant.
Defiant. I am defiant.
I am defiant.
I am
the villain. We are defiant.